Hi there, Andre here from Peak Motorcycles. As you can tell, I'm not in the Peak District today. I'm actually in Milan in Italy for the week for the Eicma 2021 motorcycle show. So I've just arrived today. It's the first time I've been on a plane, I think, for 2 years. Slightly interesting experience, but yeah, got here in one piece and so far so good. The weather's not great, but hey, it's November in northern Italy, so it is what it is. So what I'd like to talk about is the Eicma motorcycle show. So I think this is the largest motorcycle show in the world. It normally takes place every year, and the last time I was here was in 2019. Last year, for 2020, it was cancelled because of COVID, like so many things were. So I'm quite excited to be back at my first motorcycle show for 2 years. So first up, a few things I'm really looking forward to seeing. So these are new bikes which have already been announced, but I haven't actually seen up close and personal. So the first one is the Aprilia Tuareg 660. It's been announced a few weeks ago. Looks kind of cool. I mean, it is another middleweight adventure bike that just seems to be a little bit too heavy, but the initial feedback seems to be quite positive. So I'm looking forward to seeing one for real before I get to ride one, hopefully next month. Next bike I'd like to talk about is Yamaha's new R7. So again, it's built on Yamaha's CP2 crossplane platform, which was used for the MT-07 and the Tenere 700 and the Tracer 700. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what the super sports version of that looks like. I think it's going to be a really interesting bike because there's so many 200 horsepower, just crazy bikes, which really on the road you never really get to stretch their legs properly. Whereas this one is 74 horsepower, weighs in at about 188 kilos. So yeah, it's not super light, but it's not heavy either. And I think that amount of power is just going to be really usable in that bike. The next bike I'd like to talk about is the Moto Guzzi V100 Mandello. So this is their new V-twin to celebrate 100 years as a motorcycle manufacturer. It looks a little bit retro to me, but with a few modern twists, so I'm looking forward to seeing the final one up close and in person. And one of the slightly odd choice is the Herald Motor Company from the UK are here at the show, and they'll have their Brute 500, which is a 449cc single 43 horsepower, weighs about 140 kilos. And to me, it just sounds like a really fun bike. It's that thing of it's more fun to ride a slow bike fast than a fast bike slow. And yeah, you're probably not going to lose your license on it, but I just think in a frame that light, with just enough power, I think that the bike itself looks really, really interesting. I'm also expecting there'll be quite a few new bikes announced at the show this year. Don't really know exactly what these are going to be, but there's a few rumours around. So one might be Honda's middleweight adventure bike, a new Transalp 850 to go between maybe the 500X and the Africa Twin. Triumph will be at the show, so maybe there'll be a glimpse of the new Tiger 1200. I know there's been lots of social media content about the testing that it's gone through. I still haven't seen a final version of the bike that doesn't have all the camouflage bodywork on it. There's a couple of bikes from Royal Enfield that might get announced at the show. So one is the Super Meteor 650 twin based cruiser, and the other is a Scrambler version of the Himalayan. So that'll be based on the 410 Himalayan. I think there is a 650 Himalayan on the way, but I don't think that will be coming this year. CF-Moto, I think, are going to be here, and I think they might have their new MT800, which is based around the KTM 790 platform. And last but by no means least, MV Agusta will be here, and apparently they have 2 new adventure bikes to launch. So as you can tell from that list, there's a lot going on. I think there's quite a few notable exceptions. So you might have noticed that there's no mention of BMW or KTM or Ducati there. And that's because none of those 3 are actually going to be at the show. So I had hoped that maybe there'd be a chance to see a new R1300 GS, but that isn't going to happen. I know that Ducati have been launching new bikes every couple of weeks on the internet. So there's still a few more of those to come all the way through until December the 9th, which might be the new Desert X. And the last brand that's not there is KTM. So that means no KTM, no Husqvarna, and no Gas either. So I don't know whether they're going to take this week as an opportunity to launch their bikes, albeit not at the show. I did hear that maybe Gas have some adventure bikes that will be coming out, so that'll be interesting to see. That's just a few of the things I'm going to be looking at over the next few days. So the show is on all week. I'm here till Friday. If there's anything in particular that you want me to look at while I'm there and then post a video, please let me know. Otherwise, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the stands and just try and do some short videos, maybe 3 or 4 minutes, based on what I see from each manufacturer. And then I'll try and post those up through the week as time goes on. Anyway, looking forward to it. I think the first videos should be around on Wednesday evening, just because of other commitments and things going on this week. Really looking forward to it. It's going to be great to get back to a motorcycle exhibition and lots of new things to see. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll keep you posted.